Your house is not an asset. Hi guys, my name is Fahd Dawood. Welcome back. I want to say your house is not an asset. What do I mean by this? I want to get into the next couple of minutes, talk about assets versus liabilities. Because a lot of time when investors come to me with their money, there's a little bit of confusion going on what exactly is an asset and what's a liability. Simply defined, an asset is any resource that helps or generates income net into your pocket. Okay? Now, an asset could be an apartment, an asset could be a villa that you rent out, an apartment that you rent out, a villa that you rent out. An asset could be a car that you rent out. An asset could be land, agricultural land that you actually till and grow crops and sell. This is an asset. A liability, so the income comes towards you on an asset. A liability is any resource that takes money from you for its upkeep. Okay? Now, if we go by this definition, then a house that you live in, because you're paying yearly charges as service charges, because you're paying to upkeep the garden, you're paying the gardener and other things in terms of maintenance, and there's no income generating back towards from the house, that's actually a liability. Now, it's something very interesting but important for everybody to understand what an asset is and what a liability is. Yes, now, there is a little bit of a gray area in the middle. What's that gray area? If your house, for instance, allows you the peace of mind to not have to relate and deal with a landlord every year the renewal is due, or if your house allows you the peace of mind to live close to work so that you can be more productive, or close to your business so that you can be more productive, or if the car that you own, which is a liability because it takes fuel and maintenance away out of your pocket, but now the car allows you to get to work on time, your car allows you to get to work more easily, shortens your commute time and allows you to be more productive at time, then that part of the car becomes an asset because it's helping you indirectly generate income. But let's just talk about more black and white, right? Assets are resources that generate income to you. Liabilities are assets that we call assets, or resources that take income away from you. For me, the number one asset, and I talk about this in my book, The Intelligent Real Estate Investor, link in the description. The number one asset for me is to run your own business. I'm in real estate, I sell real estate, but if anybody comes to me and says, I've got this money, what's the best place to invest in? I'll say, first things first, it's if you can run a business, that's the best way to generate a return on your money. Now, obviously, everybody can't run a business because a business requires the business owner to be an MBA in finance, an MBA in marketing, an MBA in human resources, an entrepreneur, a visionary, a dreamer, and a CEO, so Chief Executive Officer. All of this rolled in one. And when you really think about it, people go to business school to grab an MBA doing 2 years in just marketing. But a business requires one person to be rolled completely in one, which is why the US Commerce Department, their statistics show that out of every 1 million businesses that open in the US, only 20,400 last beyond 10 years, right? That's a statistic, you could apply it globally. So on an easier to understand scale, out of every 100 businesses, only 2.4 last beyond the first 10 years, right? Many collapse in the first year, then the first 5 years, and then the first 10 years. So I always tell my investors, if you don't have a brilliant idea or the capacity to execute really well, the next best thing in my opinion is to invest it in real estate. Buy an apartment, villa, bulk apartments, hotel apartments. The reason I say this is because a property then becomes kind of like a business unit, right? You have customers, tenants in other words. You've got a property manager, an employee in other words, or you could be managing the property yourself. And then on a daily, day-to-day, monthly, yearly basis, you've got some upkeep to do of the property to make sure that the tenant/customer stays happy. So every property you acquire, I would advise that you should look at it as a business unit, right? And try to maximize 7, 8, 9, 10% return out of it. If this is the case, then that property becomes an asset because it generates income to you. A lot of people sometimes, especially from Pakistan and India, when they approach me, they think about, why should I buy property? I should just buy land in Pakistan or India because the population is so huge and it grows at such massive numbers every year. Land prices generally go up. My simple answer to them is that might be the case, but what you really got to recognize is that you're buying based on speculation, not on data, on income that you're going to generate in the future. Better than just land, buy agricultural land. Let somebody till the land, sell the crop and pay you rent. So as long as an asset is generating income to you, it makes sense. The moment that asset is not generating income to you, for me it's a dud asset, right? Now I'm not a proponent, don't buy gold, yeah, don't buy these other things that are liability or don't generate income. There is a place for them. It's a little bit of a gray area, but don't put your bulk money in those so-called assets that generate no income to you because they're not assets for you. Try to understand that. It'll help clarify your thinking. I've got another video over here that says, what's the biggest problem Pablo Escobar has? And you do, where I talk about cash isn't king, cash flow is king. Have a listen, see if you agree. If you don't agree, I'm happy to listen to your point of view, respond to any questions you might have. Let's get a dialogue. Happy to always engage. Look forward until next time.